I was trying to find who said this, and I'm kind of bummed that I don't have it pulled up, but I read it earlier today, and it was someone was just responding to a long conversation on Twitter, and basically it was saying the left just sees anyone on the right that's not on the left as evil.
Yep.
Just complete evil, and they can't even get along with them because they're just evil. But someone who's not on the far left can be friends with, can tolerate the people on the left because they don't see them as evil. They see them as misinformed.
Right. The right
and that's a huge difference.
The right thinks the left is misguided. The left thinks the right is evil.
Character
right.
judgment.
It's a big difference.
It's really crazy how hateful some of my friends have become. It's just it's like watching an anger machine.
I can say the same thing, Tim.
It's scary. It's sad. There are people that I used to really, really respect because they've always been very progressive, but they've always been very Socratic, trying to have conversations and be open, inviting, and now they've become rageaholics.
Yep.
They just want to scream. I don't know. There's a viral video of a bunch of women stripping their clothes off and then screaming and just groaning and screaming. And you know what I'm talking about?
I'm cringing because
you know what I'm talking about?
I watched it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's pictures and you're just like, what is this?
I'm 75% straighter.
What is, why? You know what, man?
Cow.
Every day I wake up, you know what the first thing I think is? Today's going to be a good day. Guess what? It is. Because it's like the sun is shining. You know what I think when it's a nice sunny day? Oh, it's a nice sunny day. Oh, it's pretty warm. Well, I'll get all nice and sweaty on that skate. Love getting all sweaty.
Go and skate.
You know what I think when it's raining?
Oh.
Oh, no. I think,
I can't skate today.
No, nice rain. I guess I get a day off from skating. I'll chill out, you know, and
the
look out the window.
The flowers will grow tomorrow.
The point is, I don't look at the rain as a problem.
Right.
When it's raining, I'm like, oh, cool, finally a storm. And you like look out the window and you're like, wow. It's like, what's your world view? For me, no matter what the weather's like, it's wow. You know, hey, these things happen. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm going to make the best of it.
That's a good point.
But these people are becoming infected with a demoralization mind virus.
Everything is awful.
Everything is awful. It's too hot. It's so hot. Now it's raining and I'm wet.
Like you were talking about, if with Florbo, like they can't even be. They're mad at that.
They banned Florbo from. Someone brought it back.
Right.
But it's like,
that's not even enough.
It's like because they want to be angry.
Right.
So that even if you try and find a solution, they'll find some way to be angry.
Yep.
This is why they attack themselves and each other.
It's true.
It's why I tell people there is no staying safe. You know what's really funny? Imagine the scenario: zombies are rampaging through the city, eating everybody's brains.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Well, as long as I don't yell at the zombies, they won't eat my brains." It's like, but they're eating everyone's brains. They're not going to ignore you for any reason.
In their logic, though, they are condoning people eating brains.
It reminds me. You know what it reminds me of? It's like Shaun of the Dead, how they cover themselves in
guts and
whatnot.
And
then they start going, oh, like how do the zombies know? It's so hilarious. But like, is that the goal? Is that what people are doing?
Maybe.
So the CDC, I covered this story earlier today, has 1,200 employees signed a letter demanding that they declare racism to be a public health crisis. I don't even know what that means. But you mean to tell me the CDC has 1,200 people who all agreed with that?
Yep.
No, I think a good portion are Shaun of the Dead people rubbing the guts all over them and going, I'm a zombie too. Don't bite me.
Look how woke I am.
I don't have a brain.
I'll sign it. I bet it was one or two people. They're like, will you sign our pledge? Sure, sign. Now, please don't attack me. And now you end up with 1,200 signatures.
Yep.
It's like somebody tweeted at this to me saying, I've got a family and I've got to keep them safe. And I'm like, but you were literally not doing that. Imagine this. You're with your family in the middle of the forest in a tent, and a bear comes up and starts shredding the tents and just mauling everybody. And you're like, calm down. If we just be nice to the bear, it won't maul us after it's finished mauling everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my family safe by not doing anything to deal with the fact a bear is killing people.
Right.
And then the bear mauls everybody. And then you're like, oh no, how could this have happened? It reminds me of that meme.
Which one?
The Andre, what's his face meme? You know that meme where he shoots the guy in the couch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
how dare you make me do this?
No.
Well, there's a million different memes.
How could
with
they
that.
do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
How could they do this?
Yeah.
Have
you heard of Unwoke?
The website, the hiring website?
Yep.
Yeah.
So for companies that don't want to deal with people who are woke, it's anonymous. You get a job at, I mean, well, yeah, you're going to pull it up? Okay.
There it is.
Yeah. So
Here we go.
hire thinkers, not activists. Hire courageous, free-thinking, and freedom-loving individuals, not ideologues whose only agenda is to weaponize your brand and business to further a radical cause.
Check this out. Look at this.
That is
So-
some serious stuff right there.
This is interesting. Look at all of these people, and there's a lot who have listed their skills, their resumes. You've got video editors. You've got business operations leadership, web developers, bus
120,000 a year. That's
writers.
serious jobs here.
Yeah, these are legit like careers. But you got recent college grad with certain knowledges, a manager.
Yep.
And then you can also find work. So those are employees. Here's employers. These are people looking for jobs. We're looking for people who can do these things, and we don't want woke people.
Right.
How amazing!
Yeah, this
It's
is
incredible, dude.
Karlin Borsenko posted this up this morning. And I was like, that is
Cool.
dope.
Yeah.
Like that's what we need. This is more people are like, you know what? We've had enough. We're not going to hire these people. You're not welcome here anymore because needless to say, racism isn't prevalent like you're saying it is.
Well, it seems like they're trying to head it off at the pass. Like they're trying to stop it before it even starts. Don't even bring it into your company,
Right.
which I think is great. It's a good idea.
Oh, okay. The companies are, you mean?
Right, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Did I told you about when I worked for the nonprofits. I did a Twitter thread about it, but I'll give the quick version.
Okay.
I used to do street canvassing. The people who walk around outside and be like, "Yo, hey, come talk to me. I'm gonna save the bears or whatever."
Yeah.
And then you fill out the form and you give me your credit card, and now you're a member for life. Not really, but you sign up for a monthly donation. I used to do that. It's a very, very taxing job because for the average person, everyone rejects you.
Yeah, I did telemarketing for a while.
There's a lot I can talk about in this field. For me and my friends, we were masters. We didn't waste our time targeting people we knew didn't want to talk to us.
Right.
So we didn't deal with this, but most people get rejected 9 out of 10 times. And that level of rejection starts demoralizing people who don't have the mental fortitude to handle that kind of rejection. Nonstop, get away from me, no, I'm sorry, not today, oh, don't talk to me.
Yeah, it was tough. Telemarketing.
So-
I mean, were you doing it on the phone?
No, street.
Oh, street
Yeah, walking up to
canvassing.
people.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
So what happens is eventually someone gets totally demoralized,
Okay.
frustrated, angry. No matter what I do, it's impossible. Then they look over at me and I'm sitting there with like my eyes half glazed over and shut, and I go, "You over there, come here." And they go, "What's up, Mike? Sign this out, give me your credit card." And they do. And it's like, how did he do that? So now they're watching other people do it. They can't figure it out. They get really, really, really angry.
Hey, you. Yeah. Come over here. Jump in the pool.
No, but this is
Come jump in the pool.
This is part of the problem. When you would have people who'd be like, "Hi there, would you like to talk about the environment?" No, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I'd be like, "Yo, what up?" And they'd be like, "Huh, me?" I'm like, yeah, come here. Like, why? What's up? Check us out. Here, take that. They take it. I'm like, read it. I'm like, okay. And it's just like,
Wow.
Just talk to
let
people
them do
and-
the work for you.
but so what happens is people get frustrated. It's like playing a video game where no matter what you do, you keep losing. You get really angry.
Mm-hmm.
They go back to the office and they're fuming, and they'll be sitting next to someone and they'll go, "This job is impossible. It's so dumb. I'm sick of it. These people, everyone is mean. Everyone is awful all the time. I hate everyone." Then that negativity spreads to someone else and they start getting anxiety. Then they go out, they hyper focus on the negative, and the office starts breeding negativity.
Yep.
You know what the directors of the offices would do when that happens?
Fire everybody.
Fire every single person.
Everything.
They'd fire everyone,
Salt
no matter
the
what.
earth.
Yep.
Even the people who are good at it. You know why? They want to make sure no one remembered. No one remembered the demoralization.
So that's very Maoist, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yep.
A little bit.
So when the new office comes in, everyone's like, they'd be like, "We're just relaunching our new season campaign, and everybody always does really well.
Yeah.
Everything's the best." But then as soon as they would try and catch it fast.
Yeah.
So they would do debriefs. You'd come back, and if they're like, "How are you feeling? What do you think?" And as soon as you start saying things like, "I don't know, it's just so hard," they'd be like, "Okay, well, we'll talk to you," and they'd call you, "Don't come back," because
Yeah.
they don't want you to spread that pessimism, that
Yeah.
negativity.
Dang.
And that's ripping through the country right now. People who just wake up every morning and they go, "I'm angry. I hate everything, and I want to hate more."
Ooh.
Yep.
And I wake up and I'm like, life's great. What trick do I want to do today? I get about an hour to skate. I really want to try blunt backside 180. Oh man, I'm so excited. Once I get done with work, I get to go out there and try that trick for the day.
I just want that one run, man.
Yeah, Adam's been trying a pretty beefy run. Trying to, yeah.
I'll get it.
You'll get it.
I'll get it.
So when I wake up, I'm thinking like I got my plans for the day. I got to do my work, man. You know, and the reward is sitting there waiting to get a good skate session, get all sweaty.
Yep.
Oh, it's 90 degrees out. It's like, wow, it's hot. I'm like, great. I'll get sweaty. It's good. It's healthy. You know,
Dripping.
Yeah, dude. Just whoa, my shirt's all drenched. Feels good. Everything can be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got this mangled, twisted scar on your ankle.
Yep.
From getting, skateboard whacking you.
I have multiple twisted scars on my ankles now, but there's one in particular.
But we joke about
it's
it.
quite large.
You keep like you posted a photo, right?
Yeah,
where it's like
it was
just blood
gnarly.
everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
And you got a big old smile on your face.
That's true.
You're like, cool. I'm gonna post a picture of it. It's like
Actually, no, I didn't say that. You said.
I was like, you gotta post a
dude, yeah,
picture.
Nar, you got to post a picture, and I'm like, all right.
but there it is, man. Positive mental attitude.
It's true. Yeah.
Your ankle was covered in blood.
Yeah.
You have every reason to be like, I'm so angry. Instead, you're just like, I'll post a picture, all right, and like laughing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, whenever one of us gets hurt, like we don't get seriously hurt, but you'll be skating, you'll fall down. One of us will just be like, you got to pay your dues.
Yep.
It's like that's just part of life, you know.
It's true.
These people don't have that. They're like, Could you imagine a skateboarder whose mentality was, I shouldn't have to get hurt ever?
That's not that doesn't exist in skateboarding.
Yeah, no.
It should be falling and skateboarding should be banned.
Whoa, how?
That's
Skateboarding is not long for this world if that's the case.
That's what I hear when they're like ban hate speech.
Well, this is what when we were skating the other day, and I was like, man, I love skateboarding. You know, I feel like everyone needs to at least try it because there's something about getting hurt and trying to. It's not a competitive sport. You are facing only one person, and it's yourself. And when you're able to conquer yourself and learn something that's difficult, that is painful, that you can get bloody ankles, and if you can get past that and you land that trick, even if it's an ollie, even if it's just rolling forward, even just that is exciting.
It's actually a really funny thing. Like somehow Adam manages to hit the exact same spot like a couple times per week.
It's true.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
it's like winning. You got to go buy a lottery ticket.
I told you I'm lucky.
It's like,
You think
how
I'm
does it keep
joking?
hitting you in the same
I am
spot?
lucky, man. I have constant luck, and I am supremely blessed because of it.
But this is funny too. Like,
of course, I'm lucky because it keeps hitting the same spot.
no, but this is funny. It's like your view of this injury is that it's good luck. It's that you're a lucky person.
It's true.
When you have every reason to be angry about it. Instead, it's a funny thing.
That's how I view it.
And that's funny. I think what we're describing with all this is healthy masculinity.
Okay.
Enjoying the ride with a smile on your face, the good and the bad, all the things that come with life.
That's a good point.
Maybe not even masculinity. The reason I say that is because like the idea of getting hurt, I think within reason getting hurt feels good.
I agree.
And it's not so much that you like pain, like you're a masochist or something. It's annoying. Like you get whacked in the shin and you're like, oh, and you get angry.
Yeah.
But then you laugh and you're like, hey man, that's the name of the game. That proves you're playing. These are the risks that come with it.
Yep.
And it for me, when I get hurt skating, it reminds me of like the point of skating. That you are like when I do a trick, that fear of trying the new trick is the reward. It's like overcoming this mental and physical challenge. And when you sometimes get hurt, it's reminding you that
the road traveled.
well, it's reminding you of what makes the game worth playing.
Exactly.
You're avoiding this.
Yes.
You don't want to get hurt. It might happen, and when it does, you're like, got me. You got me.
But when you land that trick,
You've got 5 seconds of like a dopamine rush.
of elation, yeah, it's true.
And then after that, it never comes back.
No, that's not true.
Well, no. What I mean is
You just have to keep doing stronger and harder
exactly.
tricks.
There was a great essay I read about skateboarding, and they described like in very great detail someone doing a really difficult trick down a massive set of stairs.
Okay.
And it was written like Adrian sits atop a 7 foot tall, 10 foot long stair set. His goal right now to make the board spin 360 degrees, flipping end over end one time, catching it midair, landing it, and riding away. And then it goes into great detail. It's like he drops the board to his feet. And then finally, when you get to the bottom of the essay, it's like with the board now in the air, his feet firmly on it, he lands. And in that moment, he feels the greatest feeling of accomplishment he will ever feel in his life.
That's awesome.
And 3 seconds later, it's gone.
Yeah.
And he wants it again. Mm-hmm. And he can't, and he
get
won't,
high again.
He can't do the same thing to get that feeling.
Yep.
It's a good
He's
point.
already
Bigger dose,
done
man.
it.
That's a good point.
So it's like it's all part of that challenge. If you don't have that in your life, I have to wonder. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I think there's probably some correlation between the willingness to fight, take risks, take challenges, complete challenges, and wokeness and the SJWs who are unwilling and haven't. They won't do this. They think everything should be bubble wrapped.
Well, and they think all masculinity is toxic, and that couldn't be further from the truth. You know, like there needs to be a balance in society of both.
It's toxic femininity. Toxic masculinity is like basically being purged out anyway. Like you get anywhere close to it and they cancel you. But there's nothing stopping the left or toxic femininity.
Yeah.
There's another thing too. I was thinking about this when it came to get woke, go broke concept.
Okay.
Toxic diversity.
I have never heard that.
No, I was just thinking about it. That's what I'm going to call it. So because I think diversity is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Different people from different parts of the world with different perspectives contributing to solve a big problem like the International Space Station. We have a bunch of different nations coming together, and their different views, developments, technology, research helps make the station work.
That's absolutely true. It's a great example.
Tucker Carlson has Antifa on his show where he debates them. Diversity of opinion and thought. Oh, definitely.
Cool. I didn't know that. Interesting.
That's what diversity is supposed to represent. Not just skin color, but perspective, ideas.
That reminds me of a conversation I was having today with a friend of mine. He didn't want to watch that documentary. And I was like, why? What about it that you don't want to watch? Oh, well, I heard this and that. And a few other people are saying, Candace Owens is in it. So I know what she's all about. So I'm not going to watch the documentary. And it's like, so you're admitting to me, you're refusing to just even accept to view the opposing side. No, I'm not done. One of the friend that I was talking to, we were talking for a while about it, and eventually got to the point where he was like, "You're right, I'll go watch it." And I was like, "Yes, go watch it and tell me, please hit me up right when you're done and call me. We'll talk."
Are these people purported supporters of Black Lives Matter?
Some of them are,
and they refuse to watch Black voices speaking out.
That's correct.
Toxic diversity.
Good point. Yep,
these are
exactly.
So when you see these like movies where it's like, diversity at the expense of another group, that's toxic diversity.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna do a movie with a female lead, and then that female, all the men in the movie are just talking about how dumb men are. Toxic diversity.
Sounds familiar. Sounds really familiar. Where do I know that from?
Name one of the movies.
I'm blocking it out.
There's a bunch.
We did a review on it.
I was gonna say Ghostbusters.
Oh, Ghostbusters. Okay, that's true. Yeah.
One of multiple.
I was talking about Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Same thing.
With Ghostbusters 2016, it was criticized because they were trying to empower women at the expense of men.
Right, exactly.
Whereas Wonder Woman allows the characters to be strong, good, or bad in their own right.
Exactly.
Real diversity.
Nailed it.
You look at Into the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales, main character.
Awesome.
Mentored by an older, divorced, kind of loser Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But he's a guy with flaws.
That's true.
But he's also still a hero who does help Miles become the Spider-Man he needs to be.
That, honestly, no, now that I've saw it and I love that movie, it might be my favorite Spider-Man movie. Out of all of them. I think so.
I think so as well. 100%.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a great movie.
I got to say, I love I'm Far From Home.
Oh yeah, those ones are pretty good too.
Yeah, Mysterio I love that. That was great.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet.
You haven't seen Far From Home?
No,
dude,
I haven't.
Dude.
I gotta see that. Look. I gotta see that.
I always love referencing the Static Shock.
I know, yeah.
Real diversity.
The story's great.
But then you get Birds of Prey, toxic diversity.
Toxic, yeah.
And this is what they do whenever. I think this is an important distinction in toxic diversity because I think it explains what really is at issue here. I've had conversations with progressives where they're like, you just don't like, you're just supporting racists or whatever, trying to explain what authoritarian social justice is, where people are canceling, cancel culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when talking about get woke, go broke, complaining about the Gillette commercial.
Right.
The Gillette commercial, it's not because of diversity. It's toxic.
Yep.
It's belittling one group of people, showing a bunch of men and saying what men do are bad, men are bad, man bad. It's all toxic.
Agreed.
They could have done, and what they used to do, it used to be the best a man could be, and it was like showing firefighters and like heroes.
Yeah.
But then they're like, nah, let's drag and insult the guys who buy our products. Toxic. represent the good and show a good example of what people should be doing.
Boom.
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. You have the Japanese, I don't know her name, but Kimiko, I think maybe. She's got the spider mech.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Spider-Man Noir. You've got
Nicolas Cage Spider-Man.
Right. That's him.
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage Spider-Man. Dude, that was awesome. I love that movie.
So good.
But nobody complained about that.
Yeah.
There were some people for sure. But
Was there? I don't know.
I mean, because racists exist.
That's true.
But the movie's overwhelmingly positive. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's
and
a
then
great movie.
the other funny thing too is like with The Last of Us 2, it's
Right.
getting a lot of bad reviews. And it's funny when people are like, these men just don't like seeing strong women. And then people are like, The Last of Us has like an add-on DLC.
Okay.
Nobody complained about that.
The first one?
Yeah. No. So the first game has an addition, it's like an add-on
DLC, yeah.
where you play as Ellie and,
Oh, okay.
and another girl, I guess. I don't know a lot about it. But then people reference a ton of games with strong female leads, and they're like, gee, I wonder why it is why no one's complaining about these games.
That's a good point.
Maybe there's something toxic about how these games go about their storytelling
Yep.
that you won't accept. So I'll tell you what I'm about to do. I will absolutely accept there's toxic masculinity. You know,
Yeah. Well, there is.
macho bros who refuse to accept fault for anything, who think they're better than everyone else. They're egotists. They're bullies.
Boom.
And then there's real masculinity. The dude who, runs full speed to like push a kid out of the way of a car before the car hits him.
Or the man that caught that baby from the fire.
Seriously.
The fire.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What a boss. It's like, yeah, he ran over and caught that baby. Like, awesome.
Or how about a firefighter in general?
Good
who
point.
runs into a burning building
Yep.
with the real risk to their life, or the police officer who runs towards the gunfire.
Yep.
Real masculinity.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity is unearned, arrogant, dominant behavior. You know what I think? You know what I think? I think toxic masculinity is when you cheat to be a man.
Good call. Yeah. That's a good point.
Whereas someone who's truly masculine would, like a tree, a moderately sized tree is about to fall down on a kid, and he runs over and he grabs it, and he's like, "Argh," and he's like risking himself, and he's like trying to stop the tree from crushing a kid.
Yep.
Superhero stuff.
Like from Game of Thrones, it's like the king that needs to yell and scream that he's the king is no
Yes.
king at all.
100%.
Toxic masculinity
right?
is the guy who brags and lies and pretends like he's better than everyone else to assert his masculinity, versus the guy who keeps his mouth shut and is just,
Who just simply is the king.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And then there's toxic femininity. It's toxicity. I think we need to call out toxic diversity.
That's great. I like that a lot.
I
Toxic
love
diversity.
that.
Yeah, it's solid. We gotta
Toxic
we gotta
diversity
talk about it.
is when
you know?
someone rags on white people, for the sake of like, I'm not racist, and then they do, what is that mute white people button on Instagram?
Right.
Toxic diversity.
Toxic.
Blaming Asians for their success and saying that we should be allowed to discriminate against them in schools.
Right.
Toxic diversity.
Exactly.
You are not actually trying to help people solve these problems and poverty. You are just being racist.
Yep.
It's toxicity.
This makes me think of what I said yesterday. People need to stop confusing holding people accountable for their actions or lack of actions with racism, because it's not the same thing.
Right.
It's toxic.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
People do bad things and they're like, you can't criticize them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's toxic diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I think is happening. We've got to throw it to Jordan Peterson, I guess. We don't know where the line is. So our brands, our institutions will not draw a line and say that's too far.
Yep.
We know when the right goes too far. We know when men go too far. What
Yep.
about women? Literally, I've heard attempts at defining toxic femininity from many people, and they can't do it.
Well, there's actually a rise of, I'm seeing this, and like Amber Heard, for example, it's probably the biggest case of the opposite side of it. And I'm seeing tweets that are flowing around about how, men don't complain. They don't because of their masculinity, when they get abused, they're more inclined to go, I'm not going to let this affect me, or, complain about it, so it kind of like gets swept under the rug, like it doesn't exist when it clearly does.
I would define toxic femininity as wrapping an entire room in bubble wrap, putting your kids, wrapping pillows around their body, banning all naughty words, banning all hate speech, banning all roughhousing, and then just like suspending them from a series of elastic straps so that an earthquake wouldn't hurt them and they just don't move.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like the most extreme version of protecting someone possible.
You know who I know this pisses off?
Who?
Lydia.
Lydia.
You know how I know?
I could
Because of
see,
my
I could,
face.
I could see. No, I could see you're on the edge of your seat.
Yeah,
like,
I literally go up on the
this-
edge of my
this
seat. It's
pisses
true.
me off.
So it ticks me off. Tim's right about wrapping people in bubble wrap, but there's a savage element, and it's not the kind of masculine savagery. It's not on the front lines. It's underneath. It is sneaky. It is manipulative. I really don't like it because I've seen it. And
so
sometimes,
a feminine savagery, you mean,
yeah,
is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, it's under the surface.
It's- listen.
And
Subliminal savagery.
Well,
yes,
that's
I like that.
it's so I think about if you want to use the word masculinity and femininity, what they're supposed to represent. The masculine is going out on the hunt. The feminine is nurturing and caring and providing for the family. Both can be toxic. The arrogant guy who bullies people and pushes them around and thinks he's better than everyone else is toxic. The mother that refuses to allow their children to grow up and experience the world, wraps them in bubble wrap and snowplows everything, is toxic.
Yep.
You are not helping the children survive. You're not helping anybody.
The
Right.
evil mother.
Yeah.
They're not preparing them for real life,
Yep.
what it's really like out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair
It's toxic.
to the kids.
And then there's also, of course, the manipulative, but you know what? I don't necessarily equate that with feminism. Lying to steal resources is not masculine or feminine.
I'm talking
know?
about using your wiles and using your brains to get what you want. I'm not talking about controlling like means and
Right,
outcomes
I'm
and
saying
stuff
I don't
like that.
see that as anything to do with
You don't think
female
so?
or femininity. No.
Interesting.
No, because men do it. You've got confident, charismatic men who sell snake oil.
That's true.
They'll walk up and be like, this guy right here, vote for him, and he'll end racism.
So
Oh, yeah.
that just sounds like toxic character. Yes, where's
gonna
my
be an
like button?
issue.
Wait, hold on.
We gotta bind that like button real fast.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
My like button. Oh, I love my like button. Yes. Okay.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.